Hello and welcome back to another video. It's been a while. With patch 7.2.5 finally released, what little faith I had left in this game has definitely been restored. I hope that you'll join me in the coming weeks for the tons of rogue content I have planned, including opener guides, talent guides, battleground montages, arena strategies, and more. Hopefully I'd like to do some live commentary eventually too, but for now I gotta handle a bunch of other things. For this video I've included some battleground clips I got earlier in a Warsong Gulch, while I just talk about the changes and how I feel the direction Blizzard is taking rogues in general. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. When I first heard about 7.2.5, I thought that rogues were going to be a lot more fun, but not as good as they were currently. But when the patch hit, I realized very quickly that I think rogues actually might be too strong. And this is actually very fun for now, so I hope they're able to tweak this playstyle just a little bit if we do get nerfed. But at the same time, I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this as long as I can. Right off the bat here, you're going to kind of see how good Subtlety's burst is. I don't know if the opener has worked out perfectly right now, but you're going to watch this Resto Druid get crushed. Someone did give me heroism though, so that kind of contributed to this. I could get ganked by a rogue afterwards too, and he goes down pretty fast as well. It's pretty cool to see Blizzard do something like this in the middle of an expansion. Normally they don't really redesign classes mid-expansion, but I think it's great that they're willing to step out and do something like this. They said in their developers notes that their overall goal was to reduce the amount of uncontrolled teleports that Subtlety has in PvP, and at the same time they want people to have the choice between more frequent or more impactful shadow dances, which equates to more frequent CC or more controlled damage, but at the same time it isn't going to ruin how engaging PvE felt. And they also want to make Symbols of Death more engaging. So what they've done is they've taken Symbols of Death off global, and they've kind of turned it into like a Tiger's Fury kind of effect that Ferals have, where it just gives us increased damage for a short duration, and it also gives us back some energy. In addition, they've also reduced our Shadow Dance charges down to 2, but we have the option of talenting a third charge through Enveloping Shadows, and that pretty much returns Subtlety to how it was before the patch. Or you can choose to have Dark Shadows, which increases the damage we deal during Shadow Dance by 30%. And that's how I'm doing such great burst damage here, is through the use of that talent. And things like Mark for Death and Deeper Stratagem. I don't necessarily think that Deeper Stratagem is better than the energy increase of Vigor, but for now this is what I chose to go with. It's a lot of fun, I really like this talent, but I know a lot of rogues prefer to use Vigor in PvP. For those of you that are new to Rogue, I'm sorry for going over this kind of stuff so fast, but I'm going to cover it in more detail in a coming video in the next few days, so please bear with me. Another thing that they've done with this patch is they've removed the automatic teleport from Shadow Strike, and it now only works when you're in stealth and no longer during Shadow Dance. And I really like this change a lot, because what they've also done is increase the range to 25 yards. So it's kind of like having another Shadow Step, and it actually has 25% increased damage, up from like 9% increased damage during stealth. So it does pretty good damage, and it just feels like a more impactful skill in that you are in control of when you teleport and you're not just randomly porting all over the place. So I like that a lot. I actually have a pretty good example of some Shadow Strike use from a skirmish game I had earlier. I guess I'll throw that in quick after I drop this Druid real fast. And another thing, I guess you see me critting quite a bit. That's because they've actually redesigned the Phantom Assassin Honor talent, where normally it used to increase the duration of Shadow Dance by 2 seconds, I believe, or 3. It made it an 8-second duration if you had that in Subterfuge. And it also gave you Symbols of Death automatically, which was really nice, but now they've redesigned it so it increases your critical strike chance by 35%. So with the PvP template, we have about 82%, give or take, critical strike, so we're critting all the time. And I actually think that this talent does more, or provides more damage than Thief's Bargain, and Thief's Bargain has actually kind of been turned into a utility talent, but at the same time, I don't think we can still afford the reduced maximum health, especially with the increased burst. Otherwise we're just going to kind of drop to other rogues in Arena. It should be noted that this isn't the perfect example either, as I believe I forgot Nightblade the entire time against the Warlock, and he could have probably did more to survive. It's just I happened to cloak his Death Coil, I believe, as well, and so he had a hard time getting control of me, kind of just panicked and died. Even though this makes our mobility much more toned down, I'd say they more than compensated by giving us a second shaft step charge. We had way more mobility than we needed, and we definitely are fine with these changes. Overall, I'm very happy with how Subtlety is, and I can foresee some potential damage nerfs, but at the same time I haven't got to test too much in Arena, so we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Please feel free to ask any questions you have in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them as fast as possible, and I'm going to have some more content in the next coming days. So please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again. See you later.